On this week's market update, we take a look at what's happening with foreclosures and how we can help navigate through fear and uncertainty in today's market. We're also trying to start the week up with what's most important and what topics people are asking us. We want to guide you through the confusion that's out there because there's so much happening in the market right now, and we want to make sure that you're well informed with facts. Today we're going to talk about three really important things. We're going to talk about the Federal Reserve meeting last week and how it's impacting mortgage rates. Then we're going to talk about the bulk of our discussion, which is about foreclosures and where are they. A lot of people are wondering what's happening with foreclosures all over the country. Many people are also asking, should I buy a home right now? And the big question is on a lot of people's minds, should I wait or should I really try and buy a home right now? Everyone moves through the home buying process in a different pace. And for different reasons, we want to be able to give you the guidance to all of your questions. We see everything that's happening with mortgage rates, with prices, with inventory, and we want to make sure that we have all the answers that you have to your questions. Feds got together and raised the federal funds rate by 75 basis points. And why that is important is it's all about inflation, and inflation is still high. Feds are trying to slow down the economy. So what the Federal Reserve is doing to best lower inflation is to raise interest rates. Until we see a slowdown of inflation, we're going to see higher interest rates. But the good news this week is we did see interest rates decline, which is actually a really good thing. A big question that comes up today is, what about foreclosures? Here's some historical data that shows us foreclosure activity by the year. It shows the number of foreclosure filings we had in this country going all the way back to 2005. What we need to remember is the foreclosures were caused by being able to anybody to just get a mortgage. If you had a pulse, you could get a mortgage pretty much. And as lending standards heightened and there was more things put into place, then we can see in 2011 that foreclosures declined. What we need to remember is that this was caused by being able to just basically have a pulse to qualify for a loan. When lending standards changed, we saw a drastic decline in foreclosures. With as much equity as people have in their homes today, from high appreciation, we have seen homes almost double in the last 8 years. Only 0.4% of mortgages in this country are facing possible foreclosure. As you can see in this slide, one thing I want to call out is the headline might be true, but dig a little deeper to look and see about the facts that we are seeing in the media, which states, U.S. foreclosure activity continues to increase quarterly, nearing pre-pandemic levels. That's true today for someone who just is reading the headlines and not going back into understanding exactly what they're saying. We are only at 0.4% nationwide for foreclosures, and the media is making it look like we're headed for a foreclosure frenzy, which is not the case. This market is more critical than ever to go beyond the surface level and dig in, which is exactly what we're doing here. The bottom line here is we're not going to see a flood of foreclosures in the market. So are we going to see a wave of inventory hit the market? The housing supply is still historically low. So when we look at inventory, prices are driven by supply and demand. Prices are not expected to crash because inventory is still historically low. This leads to the big question everyone is asking. Should I buy a home right now? This is on everyone's mind. Please formulate your opinion based on facts, not on fear from the media. We want to please help you become more powerful in making decisions. The alternative to buying a home is renting. Renting is continuing to skyrocket dramatically. If you get stuck in the rental trap and you are continuously paying more and more for rent, it makes it so much harder to save and build that long-term wealth. There's so many benefits of owning a home. Benefits of equity, long-term wealth, tax benefits, and overall peace of mind that when you go to make your payment, it's not going to continue to rise every month or every year. As you can see here in this next slide, that Odea Deputy Chief Economist from First American says, if you can find a home that meets your expectations for a monthly payment and it's a good time for you to buy, then do that. If you wait for prices to fall and they never do, you may discover the hard way that the house you found a year ago and you really loved, that you could afford but passed on it, is more expensive next year. If it makes sense for you to buy and it's a great opportunity, then do it. Here's a quote from Jason Lear's Chief Data Officer of Parcel. In the absence of trustworthy, up-to-date information, real estate decisions are increasingly being driven by fear, uncertainty, and doubt. These decisions can hugely be consequential for consumers and for businesses. If you don't understand the full picture here, let's get together so you don't sit on the sidelines and let the opportunity pass you by. I want you to make the best decision for you and your family, and we want to get the information out there to you so that your actions are not driven by fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Let's book a time to connect and get together and see what your future goals are. If not now, then when? Don't end up 5, 10, 20 years down wishing you would've, could've for the perfect moment, the right time to buy. We are never promised tomorrow. All we have is this moment here today. I am so passionate about home ownership because I know the leverage and the wealth that it can create for you and your family. I will even show you ways without making any additional money or payments to pay your home off in 10 years. This is saving hundreds of thousands of dollars just in interest. So I have 3 homes and my goal is to pay my homes off in 6 years, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Please don't wait to start. Take the steps towards financial freedom through home ownership. It's the best decision you will ever make. So where we are with interest rates, we have some great news. Rates last week for a 15-year mortgage was 6.25, 30-year mortgage 6.875. This week, mortgage rates have dropped to 5.75 for a 15-year and 6.125 for a 30-year. Don't forget about the 2-1 buy down that we're getting for our buyers, where sellers are crediting the cost to buy your rate down. The average rent in San Diego, ready for this, you guys, is $4,430, which is almost $700 more from the same time last year in 2021. We don't have a crystal ball of what the market is 100% going to do, but if you're thinking about what it looks like to get into this market, we're finding deals for people and creatively really helping people attain home ownership. Let's set up a call and let's work together to create your financial freedom through real estate together. It starts with your first home, and the possibilities are endless from there. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing, let's schedule a time to connect and book a call with me today. My information is in the description below. Be kind, be brave. We rise by lifting others, and let's do this.